What's good, everybody? My name is Jay. My company is Skywalker Investing utilizes Slack, which is a communication app. We have multiple channels on the app, but my favorite channel, or one of my favorite channels, is sports betting. Because I love sports. All right, we're trying to build basically a betting community of people who could be consistently profitable. If you're interested, click the link below. Also, if you want to download some sports links, I'll try to leave some referral links in the description. Even if you're into betting just for fun, you should understand certain terms used by sports books, right? So obviously, my favorite thing, and I think the public favorite thing, is parlays, right? A lot of people refer to parlays as sucker bets, but parlays do not turn bad bets into good bets. I'm gonna keep saying that they do not turn bad bets into good bets. A good bet is a good bet, right? But let's first talk about what parlays are, right? So we're gonna go over here to here we go. Bam. All right, so I'm gonna kind of just break down, what parlays are here. A parlay is when you place a combination of wagers and get paid the odds if all bets hit. Parlays can give you the opportunity to have an interest in a lot of games without committing too much money. People like them because they give you a lot of leeway to manipulate the risk profile of bets, right? So one thing people have to understand is that all a parlay does, it essentially creates like a leverage, right? Because it blows up your betting volume, right? So if one bet hits, then that money rolls over to another bet, which rolls over to another bet, right? So it basically allows you to potentially, if your first leg or your second leg hits, to roll that theoretical money over into the third bet. Okay. Remember though, here's the trick, all right? And this is why a lot of people take losses on parlays. Parlays only pay out if the last one happens. So one of the keys to that is basically understanding that if you have too many legs, it decreases the probability of the bet working, right? You want to find good bets, right? One of the good things about sports book FanDuel is they let you create parlays across sports or across games, right? Or both. Other sports books kind of let you either just parlay just games or maybe some player props within a game, right? So if you can, parlay across games, you can find favorable bets, right? But you wanna also look for a certain amount of odds, right? So let's say you have the odds of plus 596 on the bet, and you put up a $5 bet. A $5 bet would yield you $25. I feel comfortable saying almost everyone has $5. Now let's say you say, okay, look, I have $25 this weekend, for bets. If you put up if you consistently look to put up parlays with about 596 odds, if you hit on one of those bets, that will cover your bets for the weekend, right? So if you say I have $25, but I'm gonna separate them to $5 bets, and you hit on one of those bets, you got $25. You covered your expense. If you hit on two of those bets, now you're plus 25 basically for that weekend, right? So you got your initial investment back. Now you got 25 back, right? Okay. If you hit on three, now you're plus 50, right? So one of the keys is, understanding some betting basics, understanding the game, whatever game you're betting on, whether it's football, basketball, the flow of the game, the players, injuries, offensive strategies, defensive strategies, statistics, analytics, and so forth, right? So if you can create a parlay with a certain probability with certain odds, then you put yourself in a good position, right? But that's the key. That's what a lot of people run into. And another thing one of the people run into is basically short pay parlays, right? So that's basically when you should be paid out one thing for the parlay, but they're paying you out less, right? So if you get a certain odds on your parlay, it's probably prudent for you to go and check a parlay calculator. You can just Google parlay calculator or betting calculator, and they'll tell you what you should be paid out approximately for the odds fairly. Two of these concepts I talked about in this video, I'm going to explain in other videos, which is flat betting, right? And I kind of basically talked about that with the $5, but I'll elaborate on that in another video. And line shopping, right? Line shopping is important also, and I'll talk about that in another video. Just a brief synopsis. Line betting is looking for the most favorable line across sports books. So if you're getting short paid parlay on FanDuel, you might want to check DraftKings, right? You also want to check for which odds are favorable as well. So that's really it for today. Like I appreciate y'all watching the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Feel free to click the link if you want to join the betting community. And subscribe to the channel if you want to keep learning about sports betting and you want to keep learning about different strategies and in different terms. I appreciate y'all watching the video, and y'all have a good one.